I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to go along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
First of all, congratulations at High Point. They played a terrific game, hit some unbelievable shots, and that's the heartache that comes with this tournament is that the team plays exceptionally well, and you get sent home when you don't take care of things you need to take care of. But extremely proud of my group to get us to this point. They've grown immensely. These three guys to my right have come a long, long ways, both in their play, but also in their leadership and their ability to handle adversity and grow. Extremely proud of them. As I told them in the locker room, the worst part is we don't get to go to practice again together. And how this group has grown together, they'll have something. Today sucks. Today stings.
Oh yeah, it sucks. Today stings for sure. Inside Wisconsin Sports, traditionally with Trevor and Josh, recently with Tim Allen and myself, Tommy Wirtz. Good morning, Mr. Allen.
Good morning, and that just rinse and repeat.
It's
just wow.
Just tear your heart out every year. Not in a way that's at least, you know what? Just be down by 20 the entire game.
Yes.
It's always, you were so close. If a couple things just went your way.
Just, wow.
If Chase Johnston isn't an absolute psychopath.
Cleared off by Johnston. Martin leaves it for Johnston, a mile out. Got it!
What?
A
Really?
Zerbiak three. A logo three from the NCAA logo.
No, you're up 8 with under 5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Close it out and cover.
I know.
Not only just win, but just close it out and cover. High Point, I have, ran across this information. I didn't know they were in North Carolina.
Yeah. Beautiful campus,
I never knew that.
By the way, in case you ever get a chance to go out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
0-57 heading into that game against a power conference school.
Yep.
0-57, and they choose yesterday.
Yeah.
To get the one.
Yeah. I when I saw that, I really felt attacked. I thought they could have left that off the screen after the game. And the worst part about it, Tim, was the game was over, and then out of nowhere, the Badgers had another chance at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And so you got roped back in for this BS 1.8 second possession that you thought, okay, well, 30 seconds ago, the game was over. Now maybe there's a glimmer of hope. And sure enough, it wasn't. You know what? Like we're going to go out of order on this. Let's play catch up.
Badgers.
Okay. Greg Gard. That last possession, just heave the ball down the field.
Wow.
Let's see who catches it. Let's pull a Christian Laettner rabbit out of your you-know-what. And this is what he had to say about it.
Yeah, we took our timeout to be able to obviously stop the clock, and then we had a role play. The inbounder had a few options. One of the options was throw it deep to Nolan Winter, and Rapp was back there as well. So we knew we had to advance the ball to try to get something more than just a half court heave. We wanted to get the ball into the front court if we could.
Oh, well, more than just a half court heave shot. Let's just
throw it away.
Half court heave pass. Oh my gosh, Tim, so frustrating. They looked good throughout the game.
Yeah.
The problem was that High Point had prayer after prayer after prayer answered on top of it, including his first 2-point shot of the season from Chase Johnston.
High Point's got the rebound and the outlet to Johnston. And his first 2-pointer of the year gives High Point the lead.
Come on.
Timeout. Timeout.
Yeah.
11 seconds left. They're down by 1, and it would be the final score, 83-82. High Point takes down the Badgers. A lot of sound coming from this one. But Tim, as you said there, just every year, and you got to find a way to win these games if you're Greg Gard.
Finding a way shouldn't be the phrase here on a 5-12 matchup.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to find a way to win that game. You should just win that game. Is that the 4th consecutive 5-12 defeat?
I believe this is their 5th time being a 5, and they've only won one matchup as it. I don't know if it's all consecutive, but I think they are 1-4 as the 5 seed.
That's crazy.
Yes.
And they're somewhat rare in the tournament, the 5-12 upset. There are some, as we all know. But, man, I don't know what the future lies, because there's going to be some re-roster construction here. But you got to wonder about Greg Gard, don't you?
Well, we're going to talk about it after catch-up for sure. Is he on the hot seat, or is this something that he's doing what's asked of him at this point? Look at the football team, right, Tim? I mean, what Luke Fickell did over the last 2 years has not been adequate with the fans. It is not what has been expected when you make a move, and now you are the highest paid public employee in the state, making $8 million a year for a football team that can't make a bowl game after it made a bowl game every year for 25 years.
Yeah. And is this good enough in Wisconsin sports? Think about that too. Is that good enough to get into the playoffs? And then, you got bumped out by the eventual World Series champion Dodgers. Or you get into the playoffs and your interdivision rival Bears, they bump you out, but you made the playoffs. Greg Gard, those Badgers basketball players. Well, you got into the tournament. You're ranked, top 20? Somewhere in there?
Yeah, I think 19 on the final AP poll that came out before the tournament, rather.
And then you get bumped out, and here we move on. That's Wisconsin sports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, couple of words from some of the Badgers after yesterday. Nick Boyd on his time with Wisconsin this year.
Imagine myself, but that's just a testament to the hard work and staying the course through the highs and lows, and just giving my faith to God and letting Him just take the wheel. And I'm just grateful to come to Madison, and hopefully I left a good impact. People can remember me for.
People remember you as the guy who lost to High Point now, right?
High Point.
Unfortunately, Nick, with a great year, you got disrespected by a lot of AP voting. He was not a honorable mention All-American, which was crazy. He was a second team All Big Ten, which was crazy. But now your memory is, when High Point won their first ever game against a Power 5 team, and Chase Johnston hit his first 2-pointer of his, I don't know if it's career, but season it is. Chase Johnston, Tim, fun fact for you, he is older than me.
Okay.
He's 26 years old, and he's born in January.
Might as well be Moose Johnston.
At what point is that a problem now, too? Nick Boyd, to be fair, he's another guy. I think he's 24, going to be 25, but 26 years old, like 7th year playing college sports now. Like, that's a problem at this point.
Yeah, that got all screwy with the pandemic and all the different rules, whether or not they're still intact or not. I don't know. You got some of these. I think there was a Northern Illinois football player who was about to play his 7th or 8th season or something dumb. A couple more real quick. Andrew Rohde after the game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously going out like that, it's sad. Just, we thought we could do so many things, and we thought we could make a deep run in this tournament. So, for it to end like that, it's not the best feeling, but just being in this locker room with these guys, just kind of reflecting on the whole season. We built so many relationships. I'm so grateful for that.
Very grateful. You remember yesterday we played John Blackwell, who verbatim, we're pretty confident we can get to the second weekend rather. Let's see if this is from the same day here on this new sound.
They're everything to me. Honestly, this is one of the hardest years of my life mentally. And these guys, took me in and just kept picking me up. And I went through it a lot, And my coaches and everybody just looked out for me, and can't be more thankful for them. And that's why I wanted to win so bad with this team, because all we've been through.
No fault of his own for John Blackwell. Nick Boyd, 27, 10 at 420.
They did their job.
John Blackwell, 22 and 3 for 5 from behind the three-point line, had 10 rebounds as well in the contest. The next highest scorer, Austin Rapp, with 12. Nolan Winter, for everyone being excited for him to be back, 8 points, 4 rebounds. Tim Allen.
You just any of these exits isolated in the one conversation, okay, you can kind of understand it. You fall to the storyline. You fall to this dude that got hot or something out of the ordinary. You fall to this. But when you start accumulating all of these on a regular basis, where you're just exiting, NCAA tournament time, can they make a big run? Let's get so-and-so on the air. Yeah, they're going to make a big run. Fans are saying, yeah, this team is intact. They can make a big run. And then consistently just getting bumped out. If you take it cumulatively, I mean, it's hard to digest. The 1 year alone, like this year, you could say, oh, well, yeah, High Point, they're kind of underrated or whatever you want to, and you can understand it a little bit. But if you take the totality of everything on how these guys are exiting seemingly on a regular basis, that's tough. That's the tough part. So does there need to be maybe a little philosophy change? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe the portal is not their friend anymore, or is it? But if you consistently keep getting bumped out like this and underachieving, I don't know what to tell you. You might have to make some wholesale changes.
Couple of news and notes from the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line, 414-677-1250 if you want to be a part of the show. From the 920, I drank the Kool-Aid. I had Greg Gard winning 2 games. Dumb. He is now 7-8 in the tournament, has never gotten past the Sweet 16. Time for a change. Maybe. Now from the 414, this one, Jeff and Fox Point. The state of Wisconsin sports suck right now. All of the teams can't get over the hump and win it all. The Bucks can't get the first round and now can't make it into the playoffs. The Fickle era sucks. It's been since 2017 since the Badgers have gone to the Sweet 16. The Packers have been without a Super Bowl appearance in 15 years. The Brewers have a great series against the Cubs and then swept against the NLCS. The Brewers might be the most enjoyable team out of all of them. Let's do it in 2026. I would guarantee you the Brewers are going to be the most exciting team to watch over the last year.
I knew this would happen too. Once the Badgers got bumped out yesterday, I knew this would happen. And that's okay, because I'm thinking about the same thing. If you look at now, scoop all of our teams together, all of our teams, as the texter just pointed out. Is that just who we are in Wisconsin? You're the New Jersey Generals of the playoffs.
Washington, yeah. Washington.
I'm sorry,
Generals.
Washington.
Yes, I knew what you meant. Globetrotter, yeah.
USFL,
yeah.
Sorry. But you're the Washington Generals of the postseason in Wisconsin. Kind of seems like it. Now you could look at it on the other hand. There's a lot of states that are in a lot of worse shape, and they don't get a chance to get to the playoffs with multiple sports. So think of it. There's 2 ways to look at it. I could see the bright side on things. It is kind of fun on a regular basis getting in a pennant race. It is kind of fun on a regular basis having the Green Bay Packers in the postseason. Division titles is kind of fun. That the Wisconsin Badgers basketball program, they get in the tournament. It is kind of fun that the Bucks won a championship 5 years ago. But then is there more? And I get it. I do.
It's all about the greed, Tim. It's all about the greed. We'll talk more about Greg Gard in about 10 minutes or so. Let's move on and play some more catch up.
Packers.
The Green Bay Packers did make all of their coaching staff changes
You want to list them all? 27 of them?
I'm not going to list all of them, but the usual ones that still there. For instance, Luke Butkus, still the offensive line coach. They have Luke Getsy, also now a part of the team. However, he got an assistant head coach added to his title in addition to being the quarterback's coach. DeMarcus Covington was promoted to assistant head coach defense as well, along with the outside linebacker coach and the run game coordinator. And then Vince Ogobase, I'm going to guarantee I pronounced that correctly, has been promoted to defensive line coach. Rob Grosso moves to assistant wide receiver coach. Corey Harkey and Jeff Coons will assist with special teams. Those are the assistants moving around. Tim, do you ever take it to the Brewers? Even we give a lot of credit to guys like Chris Hook, right? Maybe Jim Henderson. Did Ozzie Timmons get the same love? Is there really any other? I feel like Dan Vogelbach this year is getting a little bit of juice and a little bit of buzz behind him. But as far as when I hear the Packers assistant coaching positions are moving around, that's how you know it's a slow news day.
Yeah, and if you have to announce in news and notes that Jason Lane is no longer the third base coach, it's Matt Erickson now. What I do like about those the Packer coaching staff as a whole, I don't know if this is back a few years, but seems like they're hiring guys that have been either head coaches or coordinators, offense or defensive coordinators.
Yes.
Seems like there's a handful of these guys that are or were in those sorts of positions. That's a good thing. I would think that's a great thing. Look at Gannon.
Yeah.
That would be just one example.
Well, and the Chiefs kind of make it the most famous with Spagnuolo, right? Like, he was such a terrible head coach, and now he probably should be a Hall of Famer for how great he is as a defensive coordinator during this. Yeah.
Yep.
It's all about getting the bounce back candidates now. Nothing else crazy to report in Packerland. We've waited long enough to talk about these guys.
Brewers.
Milwaukee Brewers, Tim, they won. Winning never a bad thing. Remember, 11-4 over the Texas Rangers. In the contest, Christian Yelich with a homer, Gary Sanchez with a homer, Luis Rengifo as well. Sanchez, Rengifo went back-to-back. On the pitching side of things, Brandon Woodruff, we have conversation about him coming up later on in the program. Velo was down, Tim. It was
hot.
It was down.
But it was hot out. It was 100 degrees out there.
Tim, I know ramp up is a conflicting idea for some people. That is 6 days away from opening day.
Well, at what point does the ramp end?
When, are you falling off of a ramp at this point because you went too high and you have crashed now after this? I don't know if I'm confident that Brandon Woodruff is the opening day starter anymore, just based off of that. I feel like they want to see him sitting 90 at least, right?
I would, 93.4 would be nice.
And it was 88.
And it was 87, 88.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. They made some other moves. Blake Perkins optioned out. He will not be on the opening 26-man roster. Tyler Black optioned as well. Henderson running through some things, so he will not break camp on the big league roster. So I think there's no decisions to be made now.
No,
in terms of the position players.
Well, and we heard Sproat's name. Remember, was it yesterday, 2 days ago, at the end of Pat Murphy talking? So Sproat's going to make the team. Brandon Lockridge going to make the team, and I guess now that would probably mean that Easton McGee is going to make the team too.
Maybe. Your boy Easton McGee.
Yeah, my boy.
Hey, by the way, I do like I do like that line. Winning is never a bad thing. I just like that line.
It's a good one. We'll put it on a shirt this year.
Maybe. Never, ever, ever is winning a bad thing. Sorry, it's just not. But yeah, so the Brewers now we can officially say Thursday is opening day. We don't need to necessarily count the days. We just say Thursday. This coming Thursday. That's how we say it now. We could say it less than a week. Roll the tape back. Pitchers and catchers report in 38 days. Pitchers and catchers report. Oh, spring training is on. They've gone through their physicals. We're through all that now. Opening day is Thursday, and the Brewers are poised for the 26th championship season.
Poised indeed. We'll talk more about Brandon Woodruff in the morning mind dumps at 7 a.m. today. One more team to talk about.
Bucks.
That's about all. That's about all I can say about them.
No.
Oh God.
Did I see this and read this correctly? Okay, so they're 13 games under 500 now. That's the worst they've been in 10 years.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
So they were 16 under about a decade ago. They've never been, 13
you're
games
looking
under.
at an early Giannis here. Year 2, 3 of Giannis that you got to find a team that struggled this much. The Jazz were 21-48 going into the game. The Bucks 28-41, and they lose 128-96.
Bailey hits about 1 million threes.
Ace Bailey was 7 for 19 from behind the arc, 33 points, and the Bucks were led by Ryan Rollins, who had 15 points in 23 minutes. We saw appearances from guys like Cormac Ryan in this game. Miles Turner with a barn burner of a performance, 3 points in 18 minutes. And Kyle Kuzma is one athlete that I just the Matt Garza to the Brewers energy some people have is my Kyle Kuzma to the Bucks energy that I have.
Where's Corey Maggette when you need him?
Oh man, yeah, John Salmons. Gosh, I would take
Drew
a Carlos Delfino at any point.
Now, again, I'd have to confirm this, but I thought I had heard throughout. I was bouncing between the Bucks and the Brewers last night. Night games last night for the Brewers, and another one tonight. But their margin in their last 11 losses is 24 points. Okay, talk about mailing things in.
Yeah.
You're not even competitive on a regular basis right now.
No. They just lost by 30 to one of the worst teams who is trying to lose to get a better pick in this draft. They're trying to lose, and they just lost by 30. And I told you, Tim, they're in the worst spot possible because the Bucks didn't try to lose until now. Now they're just like, well, let's make sure we get the 11th best odds at least if we're going to do that. This coming after the discourse yesterday we heard with Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks on whether or not he will be playing for the rest of this season. Giannis wants to play. The Bucks don't want him to play. I don't want to watch the team play. That's what I know. I don't want to watch Bucks basketball.
Let's not go too far.
Right now, Tim, it's complete. Cormac Ryan, Thanasis put up more points than Miles Turner yesterday.
Oh man.
Yeah. What do you mean? The Bucks are doing this on purpose.
Oh, that's my team, man. That's my quarterback. Enjoy. It's going to be gone soon. Bucks basketball, and then there's you got an off season. So, yeah,
in which they could trade away the franchise.
Try to enjoy.
Imagine if we traded Tim Allen away. Imagine if we traded him away.
Been traded.
Couple
of times
for cash considerations.
Oh, it was nothing. It was a draft choice.
Player to be named later.
Yes.
That player, not Blake Perkins, sent back down to AAA. All right. We are kind of late, but we're going to talk about it. Greg Gard, should he be on the hot seat? That's the next on Inside Wisconsin Sports. No Trevor, no Josh, Tommy, and Tim. Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Good morning. The good news, you still have March Madness going on, day 2 today. The bad news, it will not include your Wisconsin Badgers. Welcome back inside Wisconsin Sports. Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen in for Trevor and Josh. Live here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Are we starting to recover now from the Badgers' exit? Is the haste gone away?
You know, Tim, that was like the first time the lady got to witness heartbreak from a sports team for me.
Yeah, okay.
And I think it startled her. I don't think she was ready for it. And I was pretty pissed.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that was cool for High Point. I'm like, do not say that right now. I don't want to hear that. That's not, It's not the time. But I don't think she was quite ready for me to be as upset as I was.
We always want the boogeyman. We want someone to blame. And of course, I know what a lot of Badgers fans are thinking right now. And that is Greg Gard. Is this good enough? And I totally understand it. When you're dealing with head coaches and managers, one of the things you want is stability.
Mm-hmm.
You do. There's something to be said about that. On the other hand, I get where the goal is, and that's to win a championship. So you have to balance these two things. You don't want a new head coach every couple of years, do you? Maybe some would. Maybe some. The rope is only that long.
Well, and you bring up the rope that Greg Gard has. You remember he took over in the middle of the 2015-16 year. So this is technically his 11th year, but it is his 10th full season.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 10 years that's a big rope, Tim.
Yeah, that is a long rope.
That's a plenty of chances to be the guy that they think you can be.
So does McIntosh make a move?
Well, just for reference here, Greg Gard, 365 wins, 650 winning percentage for the Wisconsin Badgers since taking over in 2015. In those 10 full seasons, 8 of those, he has won more than 20 games, including dating back to 2021-22, 25-20, 22, 27, 24 this past year in 25-26. I think if you said, Chris McIntosh, you are going to be allowed to fire and hire a coach after last time he fired and hired a coach, it blew up in his face harder than maybe any hiring in Wisconsin coaching history. No, I don't think fans are going to be down with that either, Tim.
No. So again, weighing everything, I'm wondering where Badgers fans are at with this thing. And because I get it if you want to keep him. I totally get it if hey, now's the time. Change for change's sake, at the very least, you could make that argument.
Mm-hmm.
So Nicolay Law talking text line at 414-677-1250. I was on I may have told you the story. When I was on in Chicago on one of the sports stations down there, the play-by-play guy for the Bulls, Swirsky.
Yeah.
He was doing a weekend show, and it was prior to the Brewers-Cubs series, playoff series. And I had made mention that, hey, on a personal note, in terms of Craig Counsell, on a personal note, I'm happy for him and his family. That's kind of cool, personally. Professionally, I hope he fails, and I hope he gets fired soon.
Mm-hmm.
Strong words, Tim Allen. Strong words. Have you ever heard of this thing? You calling for someone to be fired and to be unemployed. And that goes with the territory in big boy basketball and baseball, does it not? I don't think one should feel bad about saying that a head coach or a manager should be fired. I don't think you should feel bad about that. And I'll tell you why. Because general managers and presidents fire head coaches. Okay?
Right.
Been known to happen, folks. It's okay. It doesn't mean you don't love the Badgers. It doesn't mean you don't appreciate what Greg Gard has done for the program over the years. I completely understand if now's the time to make the move with Greg Gard. I totally understand it.
And I think that the conflict is he's had regular season success, right?
Yeah,
We just talked about the 650 winning percentage. He also has won the Big Ten twice in the regular season in that time. Maybe you'd like it to be more, but I mean, the conference this year was loaded, right? I mean, look at how battle tested they were against teams like Michigan, Purdue, Michigan State, all having their time to shine in college basketball this year. Not to mention when they bring in schools like a UCLA, who now are a part of this Big Ten team. Illinois just had a monster win yesterday in their first round of the tournament. I struggle to call for Greg Gard's job all the way because of what he has done for and no doubt what he has done with the resources that he has given in the transfer portal have worked out phenomenally for him over the last 2 seasons. This team struggled with depth this year. This team had a very good backcourt between John Blackwell and Nick Boyd. And what Nick Boyd was able to do as their go-to transfer portal guy this season, it's what they did with John Tanji last year, and he was amazing and fun to watch. It's what they did with AJ Storr 2 years ago, and he was amazing and fun to watch. It's just that if you're trying to build a program through one and done transfer players, it's hard to establish a culture, establish an identity. I have no doubt that Nick Boyd is a talented player, and he probably got screwed on a lot of accolades and postseason awards this year because I think everyone knew that he was putting up stats on a mediocre team that had no depth.
However, Tommy Wirtz, if that's the way the industry is moving with the transfers, in and out, over here, over there, another year. Wow, you get 2 years out of them, you're happy. If that's the way the industry is moving, then isn't the lifespan of a coach then going to follow that because you need to do it now more so than establishing the culture, as you said? You have less time now because of the way the entire college basketball programs work these days. You could make that argument too, that you do have less time because there's so much turnover.
Yeah.
So you got to get it done now. It's up to motivation. It's up to your expertise and coaching, etc. I would understand, but I'm with you on, I'm just short of calling for his job because of the infamous, this is what they have to work with.
Right.
And that's unfortunate, but that's just the reality of it. He only has so many resources. Why do you think we get a Pat Murphy comment almost every time he speaks? When he says, well, with the limited resources we have here in Milwaukee, and then he continues his statement. Maybe you incorporate that into it too. Is the NIL money huge in Wisconsin?
It doesn't appear to be.
No, it's not. Comparative to a lot of schools.
Well, here's something that I thought and I saw that was interesting. I will say this, Tim, as someone who went to that university and lived in that city, I refuse to believe that place is poor and not able to fork up whatever X amount of money they want to fork up. I think that it's a calculated decision that they're not going to, whatever that is, whatever the reason is for that. But I will not believe this team saying we can't keep up with other universities, because if they wanted to, they would. And if they wanted to spend the money, they would spend the money. That's where I come from with my firsthand experience in Madison. I don't believe that place doesn't have the money. I don't believe it. I will not listen to that excuse.
Okay, it's similar at the very least to, Michigan has had success with their programs. Look at what Indiana did. I mean, they're Michigan State. I agree with you that there's plenty of cash.
Plenty
in
of
Madison.
cash. And so looking at the top, this is just the 1 seeds this year. But for instance, Florida, this is where each 1 seed's starting 5 began their college career at. Florida, their point guard went to Washington State. They kept their 2 from Florida. He's been there the whole time. Arkansas bounced back for their 3. Their 4 went to Florida. Princeton for their big man. Okay. Duke, every single one of their starting 5 has been recruited to Duke. No one coming in from the portal in that time. Arizona, 4 of their 5 starters have been at Arizona the entire time, with their point guard coming from Alabama. Michigan is the only one. Their point guard started at Texas Tech. Their 2 started at North Carolina. Their 3 at Illinois. Their 4 at UAB and UCLA for their big man. They don't have a single guy who's been in the program to start their college career, at least in the starting 5, that is.
So you can do it both ways, is what you're saying.
You can do it both ways. You can do it 3 ways, right? You can have all in, all out, mix of both.
Supplement. Yeah.
Right. It's the strawberry jelly, grape jelly, middle jelly. That's all at the diners you go to. Any one of them tastes good, Tim.
Yeah, I do like those little packets of strawberry jelly at a diner.
We used to stack them and make. We used to stack them up when I would go out, make little pyramids all the way up.
I want to steal them so bad.
We used to take the other table's jelly packets so we could make our pyramids bigger too on top of it. Just a table with no one at it. Or I feel like once or twice we might have asked somebody like, "You guys using this jelly? We'd like to make a pyramid over here." In case.
Now we're pulling on the emotions here. The morning after the exit for the Wisconsin Badgers, they fall to High Point. And again, if you're just joining us, it's first win over a power conference school ever. I mean, put that into context. No wonder they were a double-digit favorite here. And up 8 with just under 5 minutes to go. And that's the way everything was going swimmingly at that point, because they're going to put on a little bit of run cover. They're going to win by 12, 13 points. And on we go to Arkansas.
On we go.
Not the case. Didn't happen. So it does. What are you going to, and again, do we want to just eliminate all the players? All the players got to go. No, it's natural. The first thing you think of is, has Greg Gard worked through his limits in Wisconsin?
After High Point, is this his low point?
Low point. Let's play Low High next on your morning Mindbender radio. I don't know. Just making that up. Talking about the tournament. How did your bracket do? We're going to test ours and just check into ours in just a little bit. How about VCU?
Hey, nice.
You like that pick?
We like that.
College basketball expert here I am. Not even close.
No.
No, inside Wisconsin sports. No Trevor, no Josh. Don't worry about it. They'll be back on Monday morning. Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen, live here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
It's time for
The most electrifying.
Sound of the Day
The most electrifying.
on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Brought to you by Best Electric. Learn more at bestelect.com. Don't stress. Connect with the best.
Yes, today's most electrifying sound of the day. I'm going to put some more salt in the wound, I believe. But, Tim, I'm sure as a broadcaster, you can appreciate a good student broadcast every once in a while.
Oh, I love bad broadcasting. I enjoy that tremendously.
Well, be the judge of this. Definitely not impartial. High Point student broadcast on the final calls of the basketball game yesterday.
To Anderson, driving, step back. In circles now, Johnson catch and shoot. That's what they needed. Timeout. Portland, do you believe it? Here comes Johnson for the layup.
Where do I start?
Takes it inbounds.
Just wait
9
for this
seconds.
one.
Boyd wants it inside. Drive. 6 seconds. What? Down court. They launch down court. Anderson gets it. Throw on the glass slipper. It's a Cinderella story in Portland, Oregon. For the first time in program history, High Point breaks through. We will see you in the round of 32.
Look at that. Classic.
Yeah, you know he had that one
Oh,
lined
yeah.
up. Break through to the round of 32.
My
That
goodness.
was, I don't have their names, but I'm going to make them up for you guys. Brad and Chad on the call there.
Brad and Chad. Yeah.
Um,
Actually, not as bad as I would have thought.
No, they were hyped.
Yeah.
They look hype, and that was absolutely awesome for them. As someone who grew up, getting into this stuff. Tim, how much is tuition at High Point University?
I had no idea.
With room and board, Tim, you're looking at between $66,000 and $71,000
Wow.
a year, Tim,
Wow.
to go to High Point University.
6'7".
Yeah. Oh God! What did you?
I just did that.
Tim, dude, that was unacceptable, Tim. That's
Not
unacceptable. I think I don't know where to go. I'm in shambles after that already now too. Best Electric with your most electrifying sounds of the day. Thank you so much to them for helping out with the show. Of course, the most electrifying sound brought to you by our friends over at Best Electric. Remember, no job is too big or too small for Best Electric. Don't stress. Connect with the best. Call them today or visit bestelect.com. That was between the 6 and 7 hour of the show there. See what I did for
That's
you,
right.
Tim?
See?
You're going to get a drop on that. I hope you know that. It's not going to be the last time you've heard Tim Allen do 6-7. We're all sad for the Badgers. We're coming up on the 7 o'clock hour. Should we be sad about the Brewers'
No.
recent news yet?
No. Everything's exciting about the Brewers' 26 championship season.
All right, Tim Allen and I will break it down inside Wisconsin Sports from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Fan meteorologist Tommy Wirtz here with you, giving you your fan weather report brought to you by Habish and Rotier. 44 degrees currently in Milwaukee, a high of 53 today, 12-mile-an-hour winds, low chance of precipitation. There's your fan weather report brought to you by Habish and Rotier.
I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
We took our timeout to be able to obviously stop the clock, and then we had a role play. The inbounder had a few options. One of the options was throw it deep to Nolan Winter, and Rapp was back there as well. So we knew we had to advance the ball to try to get something more than just a half court heave. We wanted to get the ball into the front court if we could.
Maybe more so like a Nathan Peterman pass.
Oh, wow.
And it was picked off.
How did we not bring him up on where he is in fantasy football 2 days ago?
He's somewhere. Did you see Carson Wentz going to re-up with the Vikings?
I'm sure he's playing for the Birmingham Stallions.
That breaks a string of 6 consecutive seasons with 6 different teams for Carson Wentz.
Oh.
Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Can you name them all?
Oh, boy. Yeah, maybe.
All right, go ahead.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Commanders.
Yep.
Vikings.
Yep.
Ooh.
You're missing a full season of him starting.
Yeah.
And one other season of 2 games.
No, I don't think I can get it.
Colts and Rams.
Colts. I should have
gotten the Colts. Should have gotten the Colts.
Colts would have been the one. Okay, so Badger's out, and we're trying to process that. And in the meantime, switching gears here a little bit in hour number 2 inside Wisconsin Sports. There's Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen in for Trevor and Josh this morning. They are back on Monday. One from Disney, one from Tennessee, which is kind of cool. Smoky Mountains, I want to say, right?
Are those in Gatlinburg? I'm pretty sure he's in Gatlinburg.
Mountain range would be the Smoky Mountains.
Wasn't there a battle in Gatlinburg or something? Am I going to make my U.S. history look terrible here? But
I might be one of the dumbest dumb broadcasters out there. So don't ask me.
Okay. All right.
But the Brewers, that's an exciting world of sports for us right now. That can have a little pick me up here. Brewers fire up the 26th championship season this coming Thursday at American Family Field. 3-game series against the White Sox. They're going to be off on Friday, then a night game Saturday, and a day game on Sunday. So the roller coaster in terms of game time starts right out of the chute here, Tommy. It's just a little bit of a roller coaster, daytime and then nighttime. And we are going to be next Thursday at the Potawatomi Sportsbook in the annex, just adjacent to the sportsbook. You'll be right there by the bar and just look to your left. We'll be right in there. A 2-hour leadoff show starring Tommy Wirtz.
And Tim Allen for the first
atmospheric expert Tommy Wirtz. We'll be there for, like I said, a 2-hour leadoff show. And then after the last pitch, you can make the switch or head into Potawatomi Sportsbook. We'll be having the post-game show live from the sportsbook at Potawatomi after game 1 of the championship season. Now, The position player group, I think everyone's okay with. Just to sort of take inventory here. I think they're okay with Contreras, then the combo platter of Vaughn and Bowers at first and Terang at second. Ortiz, maybe you get a little sketchy there for some. Rengifo at third base. David Hamilton is going to be your utility infielder.
Playing very well this spring, by the way.
Yeah, he is. And Gary Sanchez, the backup catcher, outfield. Obviously, Jackson Churio, Sal Frelick, Garrett Mitchell, Christian Yelich, DH / outfielder. Jake Bauers, first base / outfielder.
Thank you.
And then you get Blake Perkins optioned, which means that he's, barring injury, is not going to break camp with the big club. Interesting that Brandon Lockridge, for all intents and purposes, is going to make the club. Now, that does beg the question, if Garrett Mitchell, or even if he doesn't not perform, would that be a platoon out there with Mitchell and Lockridge in center?
It sure sounds like it, and it sets us up perfectly, Tim, for the morning mind dump.
I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
The coffee has kicked in. We're awake and ready to roll. Let's get some things off our chest and out of our heads.
You don't know what it's like to be me out here for you. It is an up at dawn, pride-swallowing siege that I will never fully tell you about, okay?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
We've got no food, we've got no jobs, our pets' heads are falling off!
It's time for the Morning Mind Dump, presented by Malott Meats. High-quality meats at a fair price, safely delivered to your front door. To learn more, visit WisconsinMeatMarket.com. Experience the power of the family meal with Malott Meats on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
I'm here this morning, no Trevor and Josh, but the Malott Meats Morning Mind Dump is going to get into some Brewers baseball here. That position player group pretty much set. We're all good to go. Bullpen, I think relatively set. I think there's some questions as to where Aaron Ashby is going to be placed. There might be some questions where Brandon Sproat's going to be placed. Will one of them crack the rotation? Looks like one of them has to, doesn't it?
Has to, yes.
Yeah. So one of them's going to be in the 5-man rotation to break camp. Now, here's where the rotation gets a little interesting. Brandon Woodruff, and yesterday he pitched. His velocity was down. Now it was hot. I mean, a heat wave rolling through the western part of the country here. But, I mean, dramatically down, Tommy. You were looking at, 93 down to 88, 87 on fastballs.
Right. And on top of that, 3 innings of work, pitched into the 4th inning, but saw the velocity dropping. 4 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, the final line for Brandon Woodruff in his final outing of the spring training season.
So you wonder, and we're going to hear from Brandon Woodruff in just a second here after his performance last night. But you wonder if the ramp up is going to continue through the start of the season. That's the way it appears to me. That it still is a ramp up situation for Woody. He has made comments over the course of the last week or two that he wants to make sure mid and late season that he's good to go.
Right.
So the ramp up, that sort of proof that the ramp up is going to continue. And then it screams the question, is he going to start Thursday? I doubt it.
Yeah,
because
especially
look what he did
yesterday. Yes.
Yes. After he did, not just the velocity, was the innings pitched. You want him to start opening day, and all right, we got 4 solid innings out of Woody on opening day.
Right.
Do you want that?
Can't even get the win, if he doesn't get through 5, right? And Adam McCalvey yesterday talked with Brandon Woodruff as well as the rest of the beat too. Woody acknowledges that he did see 87 and 88 on the board in the fourth. Figured the hitters were chomping at the bit to hit against him, but he feels great, and it's all about all a part of building up endurance. What's next? Still to be determined, he says, even with opening day so close. Here is some of Brandon Woodruff from yesterday with the Brewers beat.
Take away from that. It was hot, real hot. It was good. First 3 innings there. I worked a little bit in the third, but was able to make some pitches, and then the fourth was just, I think it's part of the buildup. That's the tough part is just trying to get the pitch count up and get out there, and then kind of add the long innings. So kind of had everything today with the pitching changes and all that stuff. So it was good to kind of go through that, and but yeah, it was a good day. Pushed the pitch count again a little bit. So come in tomorrow and recover and see what we got.
When you see that in the fourth, what does that tell you about where your body's at?
I mean, I feel good physically, so that's important. It's just things you just got to get built up. I mean, it's such a long season that right now is. I mean, it's you go through all this stuff. This is part of the preparation part for the season. So, I mean, it's not like I've not gone through it before. So I was kind of a little bit prepared, but they were pretty aggressive, so they didn't allow me to kind of get into account. So
You've been cautious about not putting timelines on things, but at this point, can you say you'd need one more before a regular season starts?
I think it's probably a game time decision next few days. It's I don't really know at this moment. So see how I feel tomorrow, and but yeah, still no. You may know a little bit more than me. I don't know. So.
Okay, real quick, Tim. We'll get back to Brandon Woodruff. When you hear that, do you get the idea that he wants to go and they might force him to get one more under his belt, or do you think that's him wanting maybe one more under his belt and feels pressure from the team that they want him ready to go for opening day?
Yeah, I think the team has already told him, here's what we're going to do, and this is the way we're going to handle this. I mean, he is really important to the success of this team.
Absolutely. He was really important as to why Freddie Peralta is not a part of this team at the beginning of the year, right?
It's a huge part of that trade, knowing that veteran right there, that leader on and off the field for some of these younger pitchers, it's paramount to have him in good shape. Now, why the ramp up was so slow would be my question. I mean, you've had a relatively normal, I guess, for him and his injuries. I don't know if you can probably say that, but wouldn't his offseason be relatively normal?
Different than the last 2 off seasons, for sure.
Yeah. And you wonder if there's something there that they're just not going to take a chance with. And I would imagine that's the thing. They need him to be healthy enough to help them win enough games to win another division title and beyond. They just have to. And they'll invest some of this ramp-up time early on in the season. I just don't see him any part of an opening day start. Not based on everything we're seeing and everything he's saying. So, but the good news is 62 pitches, that's pretty good.
42 for strikes as well yesterday. He wasn't missing the zone. It wasn't a yip situation. It's just maybe the heat has something to do with it. I mean, he's a Mississippi boy. You would think the humidity and that thick air down there, he'd be used to it. But maybe it did play some sort of a role in the performance yesterday from Brandon Woodruff. It is the first time we've seen the velocity so drastically down, at least that it's been a storyline in any of his outings so far this year.
I wonder what this team would be without Woody. That puts in for a good thought.
Well, let's hear more of Brandon Woodruff wrap up what he's got with Adam McCalvy and the rest of the Brewers beat.
Nothing.
Me either. So yeah, I think the important thing is right now is just recovering and getting here the next few days and seeing where I'm at, and then it's just you go out there and you're seeing some 2s and 3s, and then you have a long inning come out and you see some 89s, 88s, and it's like, yeah, I mean, your body just takes time to adjust. So, yeah, I don't know if there's. I guess we're running out of time here, but I mean, I threw 60, I don't know how many pitches, 63 maybe. So I'm kind of in a decent spot pitch count wise. So yeah, I think a lot of that stuff will be determined in the next few days.
And are you waiting for them to tell you, or is it the other way around?
I think it's kind of a collaborative effort. And it always has been. So I've had conversations, and continue to have conversations. It's just filling it out as we get here to the end. So I don't know, what do we have, 3-4 days here left? So enough time to kind of know exactly where I'm at, and then in previous years, how it goes. Some of the stuff comes down to the last day. So I'm in a good spot right now, pitch count wise. It's just, what do we want? How do I feel? What do we want? What does the, team want? What do we need? There's a lot of different factors. So, but I'm in a good spot.
Okay, real quick. Again, sorry to stop it again.
No.
Tim, your thoughts there?
Well, just something seems a little off, doesn't it?
I have never, when he says, how it is, some of these come down to the last minute. The Brewers have never named their opening day starter the day before opening day. I'm gonna claim that, even though I don't have evidence to back that up. Please tell me the last time the opening day starter had 24-hour notice.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been that down to the wire.
Never once this year. So I don't understand why would you not just say, okay, if something doesn't seem right, we're gonna push you back. We're gonna give you one more start. We're gonna give you 2 more starts. We'll start you off on the 15-day, whatever you want to do. If it wasn't some sort of optimism, it's malpractice then, Tim.
They've got to have a plan right now.
They have to.
They just do. My guess, this is my guess, he's going to get the game on Sunday. That's just a guess from me, and they would accept, 3 2/3 or 4 1/3 on Sunday. It's Mizorowski's job to lose at this point. Opening day.
Yeah.
But something doesn't it seem, I'm not digging for dirt or conspiracy or anything like that.
He's definitely walking on eggshells while he's talking. It sounds like.
Agreed. Like there's something there that he knows, and collaborative effort. I thought it was a great question from McCalvy. Are you waiting for them to say, or is this well, it's a collaborative effort here. What is? I mean, what are we questioning here? Are you in the rotation or not?
Are you healthy or not?
The season is Thursday.
Yes.
Come on.
You would think that there would be some sense of urgency with the season right around the corner there for the Brewers. There's about 2 minutes left here of Woodruff. We'll play this one out. I promise I won't pause.
So, do you feel any different getting a 4th up and a 5th up like in your last one versus last year? Like, can you describe how your body responds?
It's not even close. It's way different. I know some of the velocity numbers are not like, they're not 96, 97, but just the way I feel physically is last year's not even, it's not even fair to compare to this year, I don't think. So, and it's just one of those things in the process. You kind of roll with it. And the main thing is just come out of it good. And then you hammer down the recovery and see where you're at. And then hopefully as the stamina and as the, endurance and, gets built up, then you get to a good spot. So this is the hard part about spring training, is just getting built up. It's tough.
Do you think there's more to take?
Yeah. I mean, is there 100 in there? I don't know. I've only hit it once in my life, but yeah, I mean, for sure, there's definitely more in the tank. I mean, no offense to spring training, but the blood is not essentially really stirring up that much. It takes a big league game. It takes, a big stadium, some crowds, and that's just some people are like that. So
how have you adjusted to 92? I mean, it's not you got some swings and misses today. You had some locations.
Yeah. It's more having to read a lot more swings. I have to rely on my changeup was really good. That was a very good positive from tonight. And I just feel like at any moment I can throw that pitch and have success. So that's a good thing for me. And then, the fastball, you just got to be a little bit better with it location wise. I mean, that's really just pitching and then trying to understand what the hitter's trying to do. There in the fourth, I mean, I'm sure when the hitter sees 88, 89 the first couple of pitches, I'm sure they're probably happy to get up there and hit off me. So that's just stuff you got to battle through. And then that's just all part of the game, So it's a fun part, but it's kind of a sucky part because, if you leave one on the play, they're probably going to hammer it. So, but there is different avenues I can go and just pitch. So I learned a lot of that last year for sure.
There is Brandon Woodruff. And from the 414, Tim, I think you guys are overreading into this interview.
Okay.
But Brandon Woodruff's not ready to go on opening day, and they traded away the other guy who started the last few opening days, and a guy that accepted their qualifying offer of over $21 million and maybe it didn't prevent them from bringing in anyone else because of the $20 million allocation for his salary into this year. This is a team that won 97 games last year, and a lot of people are claiming it to be a run it back type year. There are a lot of new faces on a team that won 97 games last year. They got rid of guys like Caleb Durbin, however you might have felt about him. There's no more Freddie Peralta, who was a top 5 Cy Young finisher. They got rid of Isaac Collins. They got rid of Nick Mears, who people will say that's a reach on someone. But when you needed someone to just get up and pitch because a starter couldn't get out of it, or maybe there was a leverage relief appearance later on at any point in the season, he was the guy they called upon. He pitched every other day, it felt like. I mean, there are names that are missing from this team. And now just another one, Blake Perkins being optioned down and will not be a part of this ball club at the beginning of the season either. Overreading into this Woodruff, he was in the 4th inning, and after 60 pitches, he couldn't hit 90 miles an hour.
And the season is 6 days away.
6 days away.
So I trust Brandon Woodruff, even without velocity. I think he's such a bulldog and a competitor.
Yeah, he pounds the zone. He has the location. He has the piece of it to be productive with 92.
But the fact that the buildup is so late in the game here does tell you something. It tells you something. It's certainly not normal.
No, not normal that the guy you have making the most money on your team in the pitching staff as a starting pitcher, who wasn't last year, is not going to be ready for opening day.
Oh, and opening day is Thursday. And I would imagine he's going to pitch on Sunday. That's just my guess. I think it's Mizorowski, and then it's Patrick or Harrison.
Can I also, a little bit late to the party here, a couple people are like, you might be thinking of Gettysburg. No, I'm not that dumb on the Gatlinburg. I get it. There was a whole address with Gettysburg. I think that was a little bit bigger.
Yes, I've heard of that.
I've heard of this one. Gatlinburg. I'll look it up on the other side.
One thing I will never do is any sort of IQ or intelligence test on the radio.
Oh, God.
Never.
Well, we're taking the Wonderlic next segment. Newsflash.
Hey, we do want to take a peek at the bracket that we did yesterday. How's your bracket? Anybody? ESPN has less than 1% of their brackets are perfect. So everybody in the country just about has their bracket busted.
Yeah.
Big part of that is the Wisconsin Badgers lost a High Point. More on that coming up during the morning here. It's hour number 2 inside Wisconsin Sports. Tim Allen, Tommy Wirtz in for Trevor and Josh live in the Wisconsin Sports Radio studios. And it's powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
The Battle of Gatlinburg, also known as the Battle of Berg Hill, occurred
look at you.
in December of 1863 when Union forces dislodged Confederate troops from the town. It was a brief but significant skirmish.
Significant.
Designed to secure key Confederate saltpeter mines at Alum Cave. So all of you,
man,
eat it.
You've been served.
Yes.
Your
I know
mother would be so proud.
I know my Gatlinburg. Everyone's heard Berg Hill. Wait, I think that one rang a bell, but that was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I'm sure you can ask Trevor all about it.
He went to the museum. Yep.
Inside Wisconsin Sports with Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen in for Trevor and Josh. And they like to do a top 5 Friday, I guess, is what we got going on here, Tim. And I thought to myself that they said, you can be about anything. Well, we'll keep it to sports, and it's me and Tim, so let's keep it to Brewers. I figured we'd do some sort of order of the top 5 most home runs on the Milwaukee Brewers, your predictions for 2026.
Yeah, this is good.
If we have some sort of 1 to 5, we can do that. If we want to do a 5 to 1, we can do that. But we are asking you, if you want to, Nick Laylaw fan talking text line 414-677-1250, what is going to be the top 5 leaderboard for the Milwaukee Brewers in home runs in 2026?
Yeah, I'm torn before I get to I'll go top to bottom.
Okay.
Because that's just less confusing for me.
I got you.
I'm confused between Contreras and Churio. Who will hit more?
Wow, that would be a big year for both of them, it sounds like, in your mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Contreras, what do you have last year?
Last year, William Contreras hit 17 home runs.
And I think the year before, 23, I want to say.
The year before that, it looks like this is the spring training. Sorry. Okay, the year before that, he hit 23 home runs, and he hit 17 the year before that as well with the Brewers. Those are 3 years with Milwaukee.
So without the injury last year, that 23 would have went up. I mean, still with the injury, the finger injury, he had 17. So if he's fully healthy, that 23 was going to go up.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think he'd be 27, 28 range this year. That's a good number.
Yeah, and that's the leader on your team?
No, I think it's Yelich.
Wow. What?
I do.
You torn between two guys and then you go.
Well, that's where to rank them is why I was confused. Where to rank them.
Yes, I get that.
But I do think at the top is Yelly again.
Again, after 29 homers a year ago and leading the team, Christian Yelich will lead the Milwaukee Brewers in your mind in home runs.
Yep. Yes, he will.
Okay, well, I'll go with my number one then, and I will take Jackson Chourio. I think this 30? Is the year he hits 30 home runs.
He's going 30.
I think so. I think the Brewers will hit more home runs than they did last year as a ball club.
You're into this home run thing for this team.
Well, I just think that there's going to be more pop, and I do think there is progression of this Brewers baseball team. They were rocking out there with a bunch of young guys last year, and they're doing the same thing with similar players this year, but they will hit more home runs. I am guaranteeing that they will hit more home runs than they did last season.
Number two, I will go with your number one, Chourio. Yep.
At number two.
He'll hit more than, I just made up my mind. He'll hit more than Contreras.
All right. I like it. I hope so.
The warning would be, Jackson, there's a good chance that dude in the first pitch of the sequence is not going to give you a fastball. Just saying, kid. Okay, look low and away and go the other way. That's going to beef up the power numbers for him. is that low outside breaking ball. That's a problem for a lot of young players. The low and away breaker. They just cannot help themselves. And for him, that's one of the biggest concerns that I had with his offense was, dude, you're not getting dead red fastball. It's just that the pitcher would have to have his head examined to do that. Because if you're looking for it, do some damage with it. And he has hit some leadoff home runs, first pitch sequence homers.
Sure.
But consistently it's been low and away and just whiff. And immediately you're down 0-1. Then you foul off the next pitch. And now you're down 0-2, Jackson. That part of his game, in order for him to get where you have predicted he's going to be, that's got to be corrected.
My number 2 on the list, I will go with another World Baseball Classic name that we have yet to mention, Bryce Terang. Tim Allen.
Number 2?
Number 2 on the team. Yeah, I'm all in on. I'm drinking the Bryce Terang Kool-Aid, who, by the way,
18?
Hit 18 home runs last year. I think he could be a 25 homer guy this season. I really believe that.
Oh man, you're a believer.
I
am.
I
I'm not a non-believer. But I want to see a good chunk of the season before I can anoint.
Last year was a great chunk.
Oh, it was a big chunk.
It was a big chunk. And then World Baseball Classic Bryce Terang. I know he didn't hit him over the wall, but a doubles machine, Tim.
Yeah. Okay, so third on my list will be Contreras.
Yes, that makes sense.
So Yelly, Chourio, Contreras, my top 3.
Yep. Do you care to comment any more on Yelly's drop-off, or is that a health-related or a performance-related for you?
Yelly's drop-off?
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. Never mind. I have Yelly at number 3 here.
Yes.
Then.
Okay, you have Yelly at 3.
I think he's a 22 homer guy. I think that's what he is. I think last year was a great year. I think it was fun. I think he's a leader. I think he's going to get on base. I pray he stays healthy. I doubt that, though. And last year felt a little like an anomaly since 2019 for Christian Yelich. And if he can get to 25 homers, that would be great. I just have a feeling that he's a 22 homer guy, and that's why I have him at 3.
Okay. By the way, random disconnected thought. If you're watching on the video stream, which I don't like, by the way.
Yeah.
You will see 2 things. One would be consoles hanging here. They're more of sideways than upside down. A little bit upside down.
It's he's got a diagonal to him right now.
A little console bobble just hanging off the mic stand here. And Tommy will give you a prize or something. No, I don't know. If you can tell me, I have my guitar in my hand. If you can tell me what chord my fingers are on.
I don't know if they can quite see it.
All right, that right there.
Yeah. All right.
What you want to guess what chord that is?
F. I don't. F sharp. What?
No, F sharp would be this. That's F sharp minor. That's F sharp.
Okay. All right. Well, that was my guess, at least.
And that's right adjacent to the B. Brewers, keep turning up the Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah. Sorry.
I'll go Contreras at 4. I think he's a 21 homer guy. I think that's somewhere right around there.
You got Terang with the big boys now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I would pay Terang. That's where I'm at with Bryce Terang. And I was saying this last year, Tim, and now he's worth more money.
So you believe then? Now here's where my 4 comes in. Andrew Vaughn.
Yeah, he's my 5 as well. I think he's a 21 homer guy.
You've got Bryce Terang hitting more home runs than Andrew Vaughn.
Oh yeah, I'll take a bet on that if you want it. We could do a friendly wager.
I think we should.
All right. How about like a breakfast or a dinner?
No, I don't do breakfast.
That's right. Sorry. How about we'll roll it over. We can do lunch. Yeah.
Lunch. Yep.
Yeah, we can do a lunch bet on that.
Burger and fries.
All right. Deal. I think Bryce Terang will hit more homers than Andrew Vaughn. Yes.
Now, I want to go with your boy. in the 5 spot, but I just can't do that over the consistent games played, which is going to give him more opportunities, and that's Bryce Turang.
Yes.
So Turang's in my 5 spot.
So we have the same 5, just in some sort of different order.
Different order.
If Jake Bauers got this, double the games, yeah, he would be in the top 5.
And do they all 5 of these guys? Do they all have an opportunity to hit 20 or more home runs?
Oh yeah, all those guys I just named, I think will hit over 20 homers. Yes.
Okay, there's 100 right there. Now you're saying 185 homers collectively.
Yeah, I believe that's a good number for them. All right. Well, here's another. Let's do this then. If we go down the rest of the lineup, Gary Sanchez off the top. Say a number that comes to your head when I say Gary Sanchez's homers on 3. Ready?
11.
Oh wow, that was way more than I was gonna say. I was in the 6 range there.
Okay.
Jake Bauers.
10.
12. All right. David Hamilton.
3.
4. Yeah, good. Joey Ortiz. 11.
11, yeah. If I were to tell you, would you take Joey Ortiz hitting 233 with 11 home runs and 48 RBIs? Would you take it?
I'd probably take it.
I would.
I probably would.
I'm going to take that.
Luis Rengifo, is that like a 16?
Ooh, that's a good one. That right there that's puzzling, because that's going to determine, it's going to be determined by how he sticks in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And what helps him is the switch hitter. That does help him a bit. I'm going to say over 10, yes. 12, 13 range would be. If I were to ask you, would you take 13 home runs from Luis Rengifo at third base and a 254 batting average?
Would you take that?
Would you take it? 254? Yeah, I would have to know his on base.
He hit 9 homers last year in 147 games.
In a horrible year, though.
Horrible year. He hit 6 homers in an injury year the year before. And then in 2023, in 126 games, he hit 16 homers. In 127 games in 2022, he hit 17 homers.
Yeah, see, that's what they're looking at. The Brewers are hoping to catch that lightning in a bottle, a resurgent sort of year from Rengifo. And it could happen, guys. It could. His defense isn't going to be stellar.
All right. A top 3 within our top 5. Sal Frelick, Brandon Lockridge, Garrett Mitchell, most homers to least homers.
Oh, man. Wow. The least is going to be Lockridge.
Okay.
And the middle guy is going to be Sal Frelick.
Wow. All right. So that's like 16 homers out of Garrett Mitchell in your mind.
I'm going 13 to 15 out of Mitchell.
And Sal's getting 9 to
11
12-ish. Yeah. All right. We have a texter texting in Scotty Tiffany from top to bottom. Churio, Yelich, Contreras, Turang, Frelick. She came in at number 5. If Sal Frelick hits more homers than Andrew Vaughn, it's bad. That's bad. That I think the Brewers need more out of them. But I love the top 4. I think that's great. Another 414 texter says Bryce Turang's going to hit 35 home runs.
35.
Yeah.
Nice.
That would be awesome. Would you take it? I would take 8 homers out of Joey Ortiz if Turang hits 35 homers.
If he hits 35.
Yeah,
yes.
that's fine. That's totally cool.
Now, we could have combined the first base position between Bauers and Vaughn.
You need 30 homers out of first base.
I think you'll get 30 homers out of first base.
Can you get 35 homers out of first base?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
40?
But I'm not. Oh, well.
No, probably not 40.
That's pushing it. But I'm not counting out Bauers to play the outfield, because if Mitchell doesn't work out, then your alternative is Lockridge, Akil Baddoo in that outfield, somewhere running around. You could slide some folks around. Or Perkins back in the fold. So that means, can Churio move over to center again and you stick Bauers in that left field position, thus giving you more thump between Bauers and Vaughn Yelich, Churio, all in the same lineup.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I would take that, as
I
we
think
would
you
say.
will see that configuration on certain games. You will.
Inside Wisconsin Sports, no Trevor, no Josh. Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen in for the boys. They'll be back on Monday if you're sick of us, if you're sick of all this Brewer talk. What chord are you holding, Tim?
This would be a D chord.
A D chord. Like Jonathan Gannon, people call
I
him.
love you. You love me. We're a happy
All right, Tim's mic's off now, so we're all good. Thank you. Inside Wisconsin Sports. Let's get back to it on the other side. Wisconsin Sports Radio Network Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Welcome back. It is Inside Wisconsin Sports. Tim Allen, Tommy Wirtz here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. In for Trevor and Josh this morning. How's your bracket doing? I mean, if you followed along with us yesterday, our college basketball expertise, well, we get an F grade on the Badgers High Point matchup.
Correct.
I mean, I thought that was a cinch. Even late in the game, down or up 8, I'm thinking, no, we got this one. Not only do we have this Badgers advancing, but they're going to cover the spread as well.
Yeah, didn't happen. Over hit. I said the over was going to hit.
Over did hit.
Over did hit. That was about the only good thing we had from that game.
All right. So outside of that, the bracket not in too bad a shape.
Yeah, well, we had Duke over Siena. That one was scary for a second there, too, at halftime. TCU, Tim, nice,
There
over
we go.
Ohio State. I led us astray on the 6-11 matchup of South Florida and Louisville. I thought South Florida had it. It was a close game, good game, 83-79. Louisville takes that one. Izzo and March, we were all over.
Speaking of Louisville, it is more people watch college basketball in Louisville than any other city in America.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Do you know where Milwaukee ranks?
No.
6th.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, the Badgers are great, and Marquette, obviously, good product down there, too, in Milwaukee.
And our clone state has, I think, 3 different cities.
Are we talking about Ohio? Is that where
Yes.
we're back? We're back on Ohio again.
Yeah, we're back to Ohio.
Tim, no one knows the South region like us. 100% in the South region. Vanderbilt over McNeese.
Bang.
Sorry, I lied. We had Troy over Nebraska. That was why did we? No. We had Nebraska. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
VCU, Illinois. We had St. Mary's, actually. Sorry.
Ooh,
That
yeah,
one we did have.
That one bit me on this one of my own. Yeah.
Houston over Idaho. Great job there, Tim. We had Georgia. Yikes. St. Louis destroyed them yesterday. Michigan, we're still in on. Gonzaga.
Hold on. St. Louis beat Georgia?
Yeah, by like 25
okay.
on top of it. It was bad. It was not a good game. It was not close the entire time. And then Wisconsin burned us. BYU kind of burned us. I mean, go Arizona. Go Michigan, I guess. That's all we can hope for at this point.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Up next, there's how do people feel about that kid Johnston today?
Oh, God.
That's a killer. Who else do you hate? Oh, there's a few.
Yeah.
Think about David Freese against the Brewers. Guys like that, sometimes they just get you. We'll talk about that after the break here. Into hour number 3 of Inside Wisconsin Sports here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Stick around. There's Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen, just hanging out Friday morning.
I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, it's great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Everything to me. Honestly, this is one of the hardest years of my life mentally. And these guys, took me in and just kept picking me up, and I went through it like a lot, And my coaches and everybody just looked out for me, and can't be more thankful for them. And that's why I wanted to win so bad with this team, because all we've been through.
I've been through a lot with Tim Allen, and I've only known him 2 months.
Oh, there's more to come.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry. It's all right. I'll cry.
Still getting used to and getting to know you a little bit. Does your family listen to your broadcasting?
My parents generate a Nielsen rating for this station, I would think. Yeah,
they do.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're pretty much always listening whenever I'm on. Yeah.
Julie, good morning.
Yes.
Carlos,
Gary.
Sorry, Gary.
Yes.
And good morning, guys.
Good morning.
You got a fine, upstanding young man of the community here.
And I'm also here as well. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Inside Wisconsin Sports, hour number 3. This was kind of based off of yesterday. We had some good conversation after hearing Bob Uecker getting another documentary. There's going to be a nice special preview or trailer or film segment.
I think Sparky's involved with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
He is. He called me yesterday and said that he was on it.
No way. If he is, we need the station to have an outing for the premiere. If Sparky
he's on it, he needs to be paid for it.
Well, Sparky, he won't even ask for it. He won't devise from that. But anyway, it was what Wisconsin sports figures would you like to see a documentary about? We had some great answers come in. Tim brought up Ryan Braun getting one, and
be interesting.
Donald Driver was a very good one. I remember from yesterday. I brought up the idea of a J.J. Watt documentary. We had a call come in about Al Simmons from his time with the Philadelphia Athletics. And today, instead of having a positive tone to this type of question, we have a little more of hatred filled in us this morning.
Sports hate.
As far as what Chase Johnston did yesterday to the Badgers, which, in case you forgot,
cleared off by Johnston. Martin leaves it for Johnson. A mile out. Got it! A Zerbiak 3.
A logo 3 from the NCAA logo.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
That was dumb. And especially when you haven't made a layup all season.
High Point's got the rebound and the outlet to Johnston. And his first 2-pointer of the year gives High Point the lead.
Timeout on he didn't make it. He shot 4 2-pointers all year, Tim Allen. 4 2-pointers all season for Mr. Chase Johnston. And it had me thinking, what are some athletes that you despise because of their performance against your teams? Now, I know most of you guys who listen are Wisconsin sports fans, whether that is Badgers, Brewers, Bucks, Packers. There have been guys who have torched those teams over the years. But I know if you want to say, hey, I'm a Cowboys fan and I hate what this guy has done to me over the years, or hey, I'm a Cubs fan. Well, we won't even hear what you have to say on the other side of it. But regardless, who are some athletes that you despise based on the performance against your team? And when I go with the Wisconsin Badgers, while I will never forget Chase Johnston's name, it's
Quentin
hard.
Johnston.
It was not the different person. I think of Justice Winslow and Tyus Johnson and Grayson Allen from that Duke championship game. Like those guys all were those are public enemy number 1 for me. for the Wisconsin Badgers and their previous performance against other teams in the NCAA tournament. But I know we can broaden this up a lot. 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. Athletes you despise based on performance against your sports teams.
Well,
I don't want to hear about like dirt bags. Okay. Like I know there are guys we don't like because of maybe off the field stuff. I'm talking strictly on the field, on the court, on the diamond, guys you can't stand.
That Ace Frehley guy last night for
Ace Bailey.
Utah.
Ace Bailey. All right.
Sorry.
After one game on a tanking season, Ace Bailey. Damn him. Damn him.
There's several for me in and around Brewers baseball. One would be, this guy just tortured the Brewers. A couple of different teams. David Freese. So David Freese did what he did in the 2011 NLCS. Then in 18, you recall what he did there too, as he was thrust into the leadoff spot and then homered. I mean, what a move by the Dodgers to even put him up there, and then it pays off immediately. I was losing my mind.
Yeah. In the 2011 NLCS, David Freese was 12 for 22 with 3 homers.
The amount of F-bombs projected toward him was just unbelievable. Now, what's funny about that, Tommy, is
in 6 games, Tim.
Oh my gosh. What's funny is I then interviewed him in subsequent years, a couple of different times.
Yeah.
And after the first interview, I gotta say, it taught me one thing. It taught me to separate the on-field with the dude. That was sort of a jump the shark moment for me in my career, actually. And when I talked to him on and off the air, what one of the greatest, just the best guys you're ever going to meet in your life.
Yes.
But yet I cursed his name, and I told him that. I said, David, just to let you know, man, I'm a big Brewers fan. And I've cursed your name 1,000,000 times here when you're doing your thing. And he laughed, and that it went well. But yeah, David Freese would be one of them for me. There would be a manager.
Oh.
And I think we all know who that is.
Should we call Sparky and see what he says to this question?
We should. We should. But there's not him as a manager. But that guy, longtime guy in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah. I love this. Tony La Russa, man. What a scumbag. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it on air. I can't. When he was like, the lights are brighter when we're batting than they are when the Brewers are batting.
And all these idiots in the stands. I mean, not idiots. I mean, fans.
Yes.
He called us a bunch of idiots.
Yeah. I'm all in on the Tony La Russa hate train as well. I can get behind that.
Then there's little ones for me, just because I just loved his style of play. This is just totally random, and not that he has great numbers against the Brewers, but it always seemed that he got a clutch hit against the Brewers or made a clutch play. Martin Prado. Do you remember him?
Oh yeah. Journeyman utility guy. Just Braves, Marlins.
Just love the way he played the game of baseball.
Let me see if that holds up of Martin Prado versus the Brewers.
I don't think it does,
career.
but it was just a few clutch hits against the Crew and some defensive plays that really was like, oh, Martin Prado. So I ended up liking him because I like that brand of baseball.
Okay. All right.
Real versatile guy, play many different positions.
This is coming in from the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. If you want to be a part of the conversation, athletes you despise based on the performance against your sports teams, 414-677-1250. If you want to be a part of the conversation, a lot coming in again. First off, from Schwartz Center, it says this segment might get Tim to drop an F-bomb at some point on the air.
Yes.
But Al Horford, that was a recent one that came in. Yep, he was torching. Jimmy Butler came in from Mitch Nellis and Big Rumble. We have Manny Machado. I'm surprised that I told Tim, I was like, how long before Machado pops up?
Yep.
He was the second name. He was the second name that popped up. Manny Machado, that Dodger time, he's still getting booed every time he comes to Milwaukee, Tim.
And he still performs against the Brewers
Yes.
too. And that's the crazy thing. Is it just continues. A dirty player.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Oh, yeah.
Now, does Yelich and Jesus Aguilar, do they pull those comments back? Do they backpedal those comments a little bit? I think they do, just because they're in the brotherhood of baseball. But at that time, they were calling that dude a dirty player because he was. Now, I don't know if I don't see every game Machado plays. We don't follow that. But does he spikes up? Does he go to kick out? Is he just that guy still? Probably not as much, but at that time, man, it was dirty.
I'm a Marquette fan here from the 262, so I'm not upset with Mr. Johnston, but Ja Morant will always have a special place of hatred in my heart because of that Murray State 12-5 game where he had the triple-double in the first round of the NCAA tournament a few years ago.
Halliburton?
Tyrese Halliburton is a great answer, Tim. Like, over the last X amount of years with him.
You can't shut that off, Tyrese.
No.
You can't shut that off. You've been a Brewer fan your whole life, and simply because now I don't like the Brewers anymore.
Yep.
Screw that.
That was another one from the 414. Reggie Miller and Kirby Puckett. Sorry.
Yeah, he did damage.
Both pure torture watching them play. Colin Kaepernick for sure.
I had that on my list.
Yes, even though he's a Wisco guy. Tim, you remember this? Do you remember the rise and the fall of Yasiel Puig, Tim?
Oh, yeah.
Man, when Yasiel Puig arrived in LA, he was the best rookie we had ever seen, it felt like, at some moments.
And he felt like golf was more important.
And then never found himself to be the superstar that I think we all thought he could be.
Rumors around him possibly being traded to the Brewers.
Yeah, there's a lot of names coming in still here. Puig and Machado there. Troy Aikman coming in from the 906. We always seem, this is a true Brewers fan right here. 414. We always seem to get torched by Bud Norris.
Yes.
Bud Norris.
That stupid splitter he was throwing.
Oh, man. Was that Tiger and Astro?
Astros,
yep. Right. I think that's where we had Bud Norris. Goran Dragic. That's a name coming in. And, of course, this one says from the 414, Pete Alonso made my kids cry, and and it was ultimately Bob Uecker's last game as well, too. Remember?
Ouch. Going back many years, Albert Bell.
Yeah, yes.
Climbed into the stands at County Stadium to go at it with some fans.
Brian from New Berlin, of course, Willie McGee popping up on there as well. More names coming in. Larry Sanders just was a buck, and they still were just like not because of what he did against my team, but being on my team and doing what he did.
That story was interesting. Wow.
UW Green Bay fan here. Steve Smith from Michigan State knocked out the Phoenix in 1991. Game-winning shot as time expired. Scott in the 920.
Scott, I applaud that wholeheartedly. That's amazing.
Just remembering what Steve Smith did against another great one, Jesse Winker. I mean, Jesse Winker.
Man. For many reasons for me.
Torched the Brewers on the Reds.
I backed him the year before.
Torched the Brewers every time, was just hitting ridiculous numbers, then ended up coming to Milwaukee and hit one homer in his time as a member of the Milwaukee Brewers. Pinch hit, kept Garrett Mitchell off the playoff roster. I was there in attendance against the Diamondbacks. When everyone was booing, I was one of the ones booing at the exact same time that Counsell sent him up to the plate. 3 strikes, you're out. That simple. He doubles down and does it again. the next day with
Yep.
the same result, Tim. Oh, Jesse Winker. Yes, that fires me up.
That was when Council said it was a good game. You just lost a playoff game to the Diamondbacks. And you say it's a good game.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear that. And then Winker the following year. I think it was not just the damage he did, but it was his reaction. It was like he was rubbing it in to Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah. A couple of other ones coming in here. If you want to be a part, still can. A few minutes. 414-677-1250. The Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. Athletes you despise based on their performance against your team. Multiple Bill Lambiers coming in with the Pistons.
Okay.
Kevin McHale from the Celtics, obviously, when he grabbed Milwaukee's fan by the shirt in the playoff game.
True.
Jeff Suppan, I mean, that one kind of hurts you, Tim. Sup pitched great, right?
What about Brett Favre?
With his time with Minnesota, I don't think there's too much love there, too, on top of it to have hate.
Well,
right?
some people have not gotten over that. That and Aaron Rodgers. Some haven't.
Schwartz Center, Grant Williams, that thumb killed us. 414 writes in, again, surprised it took him this long to get here. A legend of the game, but still, Yadier Molina just always torched the Brewers.
Yeah, Wilson Contreras.
Yes, yep. With his time in Chicago, obviously.
That ranks him. That he's got to rank in my top 5.
Oh, Contreras, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That dude was awful to Milwaukee. That dude would stir up stuff. His team, his Cardinals teams could be down 5-1 in the 8th inning, and he's going to stir up his nonsense.
Every time.
Oh, man. Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't have him on my list. I cannot believe I missed him.
262 says any rookie starting left-handed pitcher against the Brewers.
Anybody major league debut. Yeah, wherever you see major league debut and he faced Milwaukee, that's the hatred right there.
Oh, yeah. We had another Grayson Allen, Justice Winslow coming in from Jeff and Fox Point. Russell Wilson just making the list, too, I guess, with Seattle. And obviously the history that Green Bay has against them from a decade plus ago now.
Well, and the replacement referees, 2012, September. Golden Tate.
Yeah, Golden Tate's a great one. The Fridge, William Perry coming in here, and another one from the 612. He mentions Tyus Jones, but also says Justin Herbert against the Badgers in the Rose Bowl. That was a big one too, where I've never won. Like Shohei Ohtani has the best one player beating an entire team performance in baseball. Justin Herbert might have it in a Rose Bowl game of what he did against the Badgers that day for Oregon. Is Shohei Ohtani a guy on that list based on that performance, or
you're having so much fun with the anomaly of Ohtani,
right?
That one's a tough one. Now his teammate Freddie Freeman, different story.
Okay, yeah, not a Freeman guy.
No, not a Brave, not a Dodger, not a nothing. He Little League Park comment and the whole deal. And then Pat Murphy last year or the year before had to just show love toward Freddie Freeman. Murph, he kills you. He kills us. No, not a big fan.
This is a name that I've heard you bring up before, Tim, that you haven't said yet. Joey Votto coming in from Ziggy in the 262.
Now this is both on the field and my personal interaction with him, which neither is a good thing. Him and I would not have a beer together.
Okay.
You could say, hey, Tim, a member of the media, Joey Votto, and we're going to set this thing up. You guys can go have lunch. You and Tommy and Votto, and just sit and talk baseball and have some fun. I'll pass. I don't want anything to do with it. The dude is a weirdo.
All right.
He's a weirdo. I'm just telling you that right now. He's a weird. Now, I am too strange in my own way, but that dude's a weirdo. Good ball player, and has killed the Brewers. Him and Jay Bruce.
They
couldn't help but hit a bunch of home runs at then Miller Park. Wow.
I feel like I remember Adam Dunn always torching them too. When he was with Cincinnati. Warren Sapp coming in the 920. Pete Carroll and Jim Harbaugh, a couple of coaches like we were bringing up earlier as well.
How about the dude?
There's so many people on this list.
Hold on. That D lineman, I think, for the Lions.
Hutchinson?
No. Go back.
Ndamukong Suh.
Ndamukong Suh.
Yes. Oh,
that's a good one.
Great pick, Tim. Great pick.
Thought his feet were weapons.
Dan in River Falls says Paul Goldschmidt. That's another good one.
Yeah,
That's another one. Randy Moss also on that list. I'm sure that.
How are you pitching to Paul Goldschmidt? Whatever you're doing, change it.
It's just, oh gosh. Brandon Bostic also coming in. That's a good. It's a good one.
Yes.
This is. I knew that we would get some engagement on people. People just love to hate. Love to hate.
It's okay.
For lack of a better word. Kaepernick again coming in there. We're gonna get to a break. We're going to get to Brian Butch to talk a little bit about this Badger game from yesterday. But keep them coming in if you want.
Wow.
We'll read them all. 414-677-1250. The Nicolay Law talk and text
We're just
line.
an angry group of Wisconsinites.
Athletes you despise because of their performance against your team.
Wilson Contreras.
I don't need dirtbags. No one who's gotten in trouble with the law. I want on the field, on the court, on the diamond, wherever. We got UW Green Bay fans chipping in on this, okay? Anyone you want, you despise because of their performance on the field.
Who smoked the Admirals last week? Get on them.
414-677-1250. The Nicolay Law talk and text line. Brian Butch joining us on the other side talking Badger basketball. It's Inside Wisconsin Sports. No Trevor, no Josh. There is a Tim. There is a Tommy from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Welcome back. It's Inside Wisconsin Sports. No Trevor, no Josh today. It's Tim Allen, Tommy Wirtz here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Well, it was fun while it lasted yesterday for the Wisconsin Badgers. Here we hit the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. We welcome in from the Big Ten Network and the Badgers Radio Network, and a good friend of ours, Brian Butch. Brian, how are you, man? Thanks for jumping on.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Timmy. Always good to be out with you boys. How the heck do Josh and Trevor take off during this time of the year? What is wrong with those boys?
Yeah, if you don't know,
madness. It's the easiest job you got in the morning. You lead right up to basketball. What are those two dudes doing?
Trevor took off the Monday after the Super Bowl as well, Brian.
Oh, boy.
It sounds like a newbie to radio to me.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
All right, so Brian, we're trying to process what
you
occurred.
Don't have a comment on that?
I mean, yes, I've got a lot of comments on that.
Because I've been in radio too long. I like this now. I'm moving right along. I'm keeping the train moving.
That's right. Hey, I'm at a new place. I don't want any trouble around here. I just want to eat my hamburger and go home. But Brian, I hope things are going well for you, man, and I appreciate it and consider you a friend as well. But now we process what happened yesterday, and a double-digit favorite, and going in, you're feeling pretty good. High Point, 0 for 57 with a power conference opponent. What happened in your mind? 8-point lead with about 5 minutes to go. What happened, Brian?
Well, I mean, it starts with a logo 3.
Yes.
But I thought there's a lot of empty possessions by Wisconsin too, guys. Like, I think that's the biggest thing is you had a lot of guys two guys in John Blackwell, Nick Boyd, get to the rim and then miss layups. And that lead could have been 14. And you would have had a logo 3, and now all of a sudden the lead's 11. And you're still able to weather that a little bit. But it was empty possessions. It was a logo 3. And then the gym turned. And that's what happens. That's what March is. That's what the underdogs do. This wasn't a situation of, well, Greg Gard can't coach. And there wasn't that. How many layups did Nick Boyd and John Blackwell miss? Like, those are your guys getting downhill, getting to the rim. And they just didn't make so it becomes that. And then it becomes some great shot making by High Point.
Yes. Yes.
Like some great shot making. So it's the perfect storm of everything that happens. Wisconsin got out to a good start. All of a sudden you saw them bang a couple of threes. You're like, okay, this is what we've seen. And High Point went into a zone that turned into a man-to-man that changed some of the looks that Wisconsin was getting. But Wisconsin adjusted to that. What happened is sometimes it's March, and it's not because I'm the radio analyst for the Badgers. I think you guys know me well enough. I'm going to call it the way I see it. But this is a group that it was a great college basketball game going back and forth. This isn't like James Madison. James Madison, I'll flat out say it, punked Wisconsin 3 years ago. This was just a good college basketball game against High Point. It was. They're back and forth. It's not like Wisconsin folded. It was one of those things where, missed layups and made threes, that the number of that is going to favor the team. I told, Coach Gard before we get on the bus to head back home last night, I go, anytime a team shoots close to 50% from 3.5, they're probably going to win that half. Well, High Point was 9 of 17 from 3 in the second half.
Brian Butch joining us here on Inside Wisconsin Sports. Brian, I want to ask a little bit about maybe the reliance this Badger team had on Nick Boyd and John Blackwell this season. No doubt, a phenomenal year from both of those guys. I still think Nick Boyd got screwed out of a lot of postseason accolades this year, and John Blackwell probably underrated as well. But the depth of this team, in hindsight, was it kind of a problem all year that those guys patched up and it got exposed a little bit against High Point in your mind at all? Or are we reading too much into one game when we talk about that subject?
Yeah, I don't know about the depth because at times, like Austin Rapp has had really big.
Oh,
games.
he was unconscious against Michigan.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like Nolan Winters had big games. There's Braden Carrington's had big games. So I don't know if that's necessarily true, Tom. Just based on how it played out. Now, yesterday, did they need a little bit more firepower from somebody else? Absolutely. Absolutely. Did I think that Wisconsin? I think the biggest thing, Tommy, for me, is this Wisconsin team was never an elite defensive team. They were never elite. There was a lot of straight line drives. There was a lot of times that guards just blew by other defenders and got to the rim. And then we saw that yesterday. And we saw bigs getting sealed. So High Point was able to get to the rim in this first half. And that's when they started getting confidence. So that to me is more of the issue versus JB and Nick covered things up, because I thought throughout the year there was enough guys that really stepped up when their number was called. I just thought defensively it was Olay defense at times.
Sure.
Yesterday afternoon.
And again, and let's keep on this game right now, Brian. That last possession, the last heave down the court. What do you think of that, as opposed to trying to get the ball to Nick Boyd and let him throw up a half-court prayer? Or a lot of people, I feel like, critical of that last play. I mean, what can you really do with 1.8 seconds across the court?
Tommy, there's a lot of people critical in general, and those people don't know basketball most of the time. Let's just be honest. I mean, the fact that people wanted to be keyboard warriors yesterday was just disgusting to me. And that's a whole different thing. Like, the fact that, the fire guard people couldn't say a jack, what, all year long. Well, they were going to be able to say it at some point, because there's only one team that wins the national championship. And boy, did they wait. Like, I just don't get that. I don't understand why people feel like they need to be a keyboard warrior and feel like that. It's a society we live in. But I'm just telling you, like, I'm on that plane back home and I see Greg and I had a chance to talk with him. And, like, there's nobody in this world that wants to win more than Greg Gard when it comes to this university and putting together a roster. Like, I can't emphasize that to people. The conversation I had with him, I'm going to keep a lot of it private, but I'm going to say this: there's nobody that wants to win more. There's nobody that's putting more into that program than Greg Gard. So the keyboard warriors, they can keep it and put it where the sun don't shine, in my opinion. But, and that's not for me as an alumni, and that's just me as a basketball guy. Like, I don't like that's where our society is. We do it with the Packers, we do it with the Brewers, like we do it with everybody. How about we just sit back and enjoy our sports? How about you realize, like, that's the reality it is? Yeah, you want to win, but why take the social media or whatever else and throw shade at? It's just dumb. That being said, play. All right, I'll get off my soapbox. When you have Nick Boyd coming to the ball, John Blackwell coming to the ball, with the time that they had, they were going to catch it going away from the basket. And in basketball terms, that's what you want. High Point did exactly what you wanted. So those guys, with the time they have, they'd have to catch the ball going away from the basket. The dribble would be to the side of them. So you're not even really looking at a half court, guys. You're looking at more of a 3/4 court heave. I don't mind that. I wish Nolan would have been a little bit bigger and wider. I thought Rhodey's pass sailed off, which didn't allow Nolan to have the position and to keep the position. And because of that, now all of a sudden it gets intercepted. But you got a 7-footer down there against a 6'6", 6'7" guy. You kind of roll the dice. I mean, you look at what it was. Kentucky had a game winner at LSU this year like that. We all know Christian Laettner is one. Like, there's been success doing that as well. So you kind of roll the dice a little bit with the time you had and what you were. But JB and Nick were coming to the ball. Would have been really tough for them to get a decent shot off anyways.
Want to go back, Brian, to the Greg Gard thing. And, there are a lot of fire Greg Gard folks out there. There's no question. And the vultures will get you. You're in the broadcast industry.
Yeah.
But I think that, though, Tommy and I both came up short of wanting Greg Gard gone. We don't think that that's the right way to go quite yet. And I think some people, I want to get your response on this. Some people, they discount the stability of infrastructure with a program. He at least stabilizes things. Now, again, someone could measure, hey, you got to advance more than, a 5-12 upset, or you got to get to an Elite Eight once in a while. A lot of people would measure it that way. but they discount that stability side of things for a program, which is tremendously important for any kind of success. You at least have to have that.
Guys, like going to the NCAA tournament is one that Wisconsin fans just assume they're going to be able to put their name on the line every year. Like they just assume that. This is not a shot by any means at Shaka. I love what Marquette's doing, but they're not playing this year. And Shaka, learn, okay, portal, I'm going to have to retain guys. I'm going to have to keep guys. And it sounds like Shaka's done that already with some of those guys coming back. But Greg has continued to do that. Greg has hit the portal. He's adapted. He's changed the offense. Like the Fire Greg Gard people, I'll say it this way. They don't know ball. This is the reality of where we're at in college sports. When you look at his NIL and where he's at, he's nowhere near the top of the Big Ten. You guys saw what Indiana spent. You guys saw the numbers are out there, what Indiana basketball has spent. Did they make the NCAA tournament? Nope. So for the people out there that want to fire Greg Gard because he doesn't, because there's been a couple of situations where he hasn't found ways to advance, some of it's bad luck. They're simple. It's that simple. High Point, yeah. That was a great college basketball game. That just was. BYU, they were underseeded because they couldn't play on Sunday. And people out there that are the Fire Guard are gonna. Now the James Madison, that was a bad loss. That one I don't have a problem saying. People out there are going to say, well, you're a former Badger. You're going to stay that. You're going to stand up for your guys. Sure. If you want to take that, sure. I understand that. And there's probably a little bit of that to me. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not going to be the guy getting out there screaming on the radio saying, oh, I need this and this and this if I played there. I don't think that's whatever either. But to me, like I said, I talked to Greg afterwards. There was not a guy I'll just say it. I felt for Greg in a way. Now, being a leader is lonely. I get it, and what he's dealing with, and trying to get these guys through. But there's no one better to lead this program. Look at what he's done the last 3 years in the portal with a NIL budget that's lower, and I just. Tim, you talked about stability, but stability's there. Yeah, that's been there for a long time. Greg's kept it there. Guys, it's not easy to get to the NCAA tournament. Wisconsin fans just assume we're going to get there, and I think that's the thing that irritates me. Is it a disappointing year? Yeah, I think if you ask Greg, he's disappointed. No question. This team had a chance. Arkansas is playing really good basketball. It would have been fun to see Wisconsin, Arkansas. But those same people, if Wisconsin would have lost to Arkansas, he hasn't got to the Sweet 16. I don't know what the expectations are.
But that could be a good thing, though, Brian, that we expect them in the tournament. I think that's a good thing because that's where Gard and the program has set their bar. I do think that's a good thing to have those expectations.
I agree. I don't disagree on that. That's what the expectations are. As an alumni, as a former player, yeah. You should experience the NCAA tournament every year. That's the standard. And they have under Greg. It's not, yes, I understand the second weekend's been tough. That we can't, we all understand that. But the whole Fire Guard, I don't get that. I don't have any idea why people at any point would ever think that's a good idea right now. I just, you talked about it. It's the understanding of what you have. It's the program. It's the institutional knowledge, all of that in play. And then my counter to everybody, well, then who are you going to go get? You want to say Fire Guard, who are you going to go get?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Brian Butch.
And all those Fire Guard people don't have an answer. You know why? Because there's not a better candidate right now that's doing the job. He's putting you in there. He's giving you opportunities. He's getting guys. He's understanding what the NIL portal is. And he's embraced it. He's changing the offense. All the things that he's done to continue to embrace is just why he's still the right guy for it. There's no question.
100%. Brian Butch joining us here on Inside Wisconsin Sports. Well, Brian, I got one more for you then here. Well, what's next for next year? This is a team that's going to lose Braden Carrington. They're going to lose Nick Boyd. They're going to lose Andrew Rohde. I don't know if John Blackwell is going to make another decision on whether or not he's leaving for the NBA or if he's coming back as a junior next year. What do you think is something that they'll look back on 25, 26 that they'll try to get right for 26, 27?
Well, Tommy, this is the reality of college sports right now. Is who knows? I don't know what's for next year. John Blackwell's going to have a business decision, and is Wisconsin going to want to pay his NIL? Because there's going to be people out there that are going to throw a lot of money at John Blackwell. There's going to be people that are going to throw a lot of money at Nolan Winter. Do they want to stay? Do they take a pay cut to stay? Does Wisconsin offer up what some of the other institutions are going to offer? Like, we don't know right now. I wish I could sit there and break it down and say, well, this is the returners that you for sure have, and this is what it's going to look like. But this is a complete roster rebuild yet again. But that's what college sports is. Every college team, basketball team, will be doing the same thing. They'll be rebuilding, and that's what I don't like about college right now, if we're being honest. Like, it's the growth, it's the development, it's the process that's in play. And, but that's the adults in the room have made this possible. And now we've got to try to fix it. But the kids have a chance to make a lot of money, and they've got to make some decisions. And we'll see a lot of kids make bad decisions. AJ Storr, who goes from Wisconsin to Kansas to Ole Miss, like, didn't make the tournament this year. Like, there's kids that make bad decisions, and that's unfortunate as well because they're younger. When we've been 18 to 24, we made bad decisions too because you're short-minded versus long-minded. But that's the reality of where you're at. So I wish I could give you a better answer about what this team is going to look like and what they're going to build on. But the way college sports is right now, I really can't.
Yeah, that's crazy. Butchie, we appreciate the time, man. And look at the bright side. We got Brewers baseball firing up on Thursday. So there you go.
We do, absolutely. And make sure to give Butchie's Den a follow, my YouTube channel. We did a lot of fun stuff in Portland. We're going to continue to interview unique players, do different things. I'm going to slide out to Road America and get in a race car. We're going to shoot some guns at Vortex. There's a bunch of stuff that I got planned on there. So make sure you guys give that a follow. It'll be fun and a little different media style.
Yeah, it is. And working with you, it's been a pleasure. And hopefully we can work together again without a doubt. There's Brian Butch, Big Ten Network and the Wisconsin Badgers Radio Network, among other things. Butchie, thanks, man. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Hey, let's have another good college basketball day out here today. Another opening day with hopefully more upsets and more chaos. That's life. It's great for college basketball. College basketball always delivers. You just got to pay attention to it. Now everyone's paying attention to it.
March Madness. Butchie, thanks, man.
Thanks, Butch.
Thanks, guys.
All right, there he is. Good dude. Just a good person.
Yes, good dude.
And a great analyst. I mean, he's been there.
Ball knower.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, without question. Hey, 9 to noon's coming up, and we'll check in with the boys. They probably had a chaotic yesterday at Potawatomi Sportsbook. So we'll check in with Rami and Kuhn up next, 9 to noon. Stick around as there's Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen, Inside Wisconsin Sports, in for Trevor and Josh, live here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Couple minutes left inside Wisconsin sports. No Josh, no Trevor. A petition out for Tim and Tommy to take over full time. I vetoed it. I'm not about it. Tim also has. So you guys can stop signing away. Stop the signatures.
36th time I've turned down mornings.
But not turned down. Cross talking over with 9 to noon coming up. Very timely at 9 o'clock. And John Kuhn, former Packers fullback and host of 9 to noon, joining us now here. John, how we doing today, boss?
I'm great, guys. Getting recovered from a
wow
24-hour trip to Potawatomi Sportsbook. I'll tell you what, Timmy. I know you like Vegas. Potawatomi's got it too.
Oh, they do, and we're going to be there opening day, leadoff show, 11 to 1 live at Potawatomi, and then the post game show as well. John, you know what? We talked the other day, and I totally forgot, and Tommy just thinks I'm real corny on this sort of stuff.
Yep.
But I'm super curious when I talk to former players about this. So let's talk a little bit about your football cards.
Okay.
All right. So I've spoken with a good friend of mine, former pitcher for the Brewers, Paul Wagner, about this as well. And maybe things have changed. You were in a different era, a more recent era than Wags was. But how did that work with the football cards? Did the companies come to you, or was that through your agent? And then I won't ask for numbers, but you got paid for those things, correct?
Yeah, see, that's the beef going on right now between Panini and the NFL Players Association. There's a trademark that goes with pretty much everybody that wears the shield, anything NFL, and it can be video games, football cards, jerseys, shirts, everything. It all gets lumped into one check and paid to the players at the union meetings, and players feel like they don't quite get their fair share on that end.
Yeah, makes sense. What do you got coming up today, John?
Well, we're going to talk about the ownership for the Bucs saying, guess what? Giannis is either going to be extended or he's going to get traded. Surprise, surprise, but what does it really mean?
Shams reporting that too 8 years ago as well. Thanks, John. But have a good one, John. Have a good weekend, man. Hope we talk again soon.
Nice one.
There he is. Tim, appreciate you hanging out all week. Let's do it again sometime, just not so early, all right?
Post-game show coming up Thursday, and Hot Stove, the final edition, Wednesday night.
Wisconsin's sports radio station, Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Inside Wisconsin Sports, Trevor and Josh back on Monday. Thank you so much, Wisconsin.